The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new LetsGoRacingParks.com. Take a ride into this kind of action.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
LetsGoRacingParks.com is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
A very pleasant good morning, racing fans, and welcome here to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. No Breeders' Cup preview weekends anymore, Dick, but nonetheless, we have a couple of Grade 1 races to share with the folks on the program today. We'll head to Keeneland for the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup, also up to Woodbine for the Grade 1 Pattison Canadian International. We also have a great local race of the week, Dick, high-level optional claimer. Somebody ran big.
Yes,
who was it? We'll also have a chance to talk to Butch Reed about his terrific young 2-year-old Maximus Mischief, and Danielle Montgomery has some special raffle stuff to share with us later on in the show.
Today.
Well, Dick, we're getting close to Breeders' Cup weekend, and Breeders' Cup around here has some local interest.
Yeah, never been anything remotely like this before, Keith. You go back to the Win in Your Ins. No horse ever stabled at Parks had won a Win in Your In race. Ever. And now we have 3 in 1 year. Everybody knows about Imperial Hint, Discreet Lover, and more recently, Jaywalk, of course, won the Frisette. There was some question, is she going to go on to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Friday, November 2nd? She's in, and if she wins, she'll be the champion 2-year-old filly. She'll get an Eclipse Award, and obviously Imperial Hint is in line for an Eclipse Award if he wins as champion sprinter, and Discreet Lover is just a great story, best story around.
Yeah, I don't think Discreet Lover, but well, we can't.
Whatever.
Absolutely, it's a great story.
Horse of the Year has been determined. That was the Triple Crown winner.
But 3 Win in Your Ins right here.
Correct.
That's pretty great stuff.
All going to Churchill first weekend in November.
Well, Dick, I talked about a high-level optional claimer that was our race of the week here, and let's take a look at that now as we go out to a 6.5 furlong, 3 other than claiming price of $40,000. They're running for $48,000. Number 3, Midtown Charlie Brown is our 6-5 favorite for trainer Eddie Coletti. Dick, you look back through his lines, he almost never runs a bad race, and he was only a length and a quarter behind the Man last time out.
Yeah, he finished behind the Man and Pop Keenan, both trained by John Service, and if you said who are the 2 best older sprinters other than Imperial Hint around here, it's those 2.
Dick, second choice, number 6, Sing Another Song, is 5-2 for trainer George Navarro. This horse has been ripping through his allowance conditions, and anytime it's George Navarro, you got to take a second look.
He's only at 40% at the meet. He's 36% for the year, and he's won 169 races. He's having a year.
Somebody ran big.
Yes, he did.
Maybe it wasn't one of those 2.
Maybe.
Let's take a look. Here's the call. The opening quarter, 22-1. Sing Another Song goes to the half-mile pole, leading just over a length. Navy Commander is tracking second. Just in behind those 2 sits a different style. Tighten Up is in between 3 wide. Here comes Midtown Charlie Brown. Red Razzo still about 5 lengths behind. So they round the far turn. Navy Commander coming up to the neck of Sing Another Song. 1.5 lengths to Midtown Charlie Brown is in a good striking spot on the outside. Tighten Up moves to 4th. This is a different style. Drops back, but Navy Commander at her hand right has taken charge. Navy Commander top of the stretch opens up 2. Sing Another Song is under the whip second. Midtown Charlie Brown, no rally right now on the outside. Navy Commander strides past the 8 pole with a 3.5 length lead. Sing Another Song staying on for second, then Midtown Charlie Brown, but Navy Commander is in full flight to the wire. Well, no Midtown Charlie Brown, no Sing Another Song. Navy Commander out of the Butch Reed barn with Frankie Pennington on board, just runs out the TV. Dick, he was sensational. Wins by 6 1/4, $13.40 to win. What a performance by Navy Commander.
97 buyer coming out of the route races back to a sprint, and Butch said he really wanted an outside post. He got it, and he ran tremendous.
Well, that was Butchie. We're going to have Butchie.
More Butchie.
Maximus Mischief. Stay with us. We'll be right back to talk to Butch after this.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. Pewter Stable is working hard, looking for the very best runners at all the top sales, and we do claiming partnerships as well. No markup, no management fees, makes our partnerships unique and affordable. Training services also provided for individual owners. Give us a call and see what Pewter Stable is all about. The thrill and fun of thoroughbred racehorse ownership is easier than you think. We are Pewter Stable.
What does Chapman's 7 locations and 10 car brands mean to you? It means a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models, many one-owner low mileage certified with miles of factory warranty remaining. Safety checked, meticulously detailed, and each come with a free Carfax report so you can buy with complete confidence at any Chapman Auto store near you. Or shop online anytime at ChapmanPreowned.com.
If our emblem is not on your car or truck, you probably did pay too much.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing, and it's a pleasure to welcome in trainer Butch Reed today. And Butchie, just a couple of weeks ago, you had a 2-year-old debut here that when the race was over, all of us just kind of said, wow. Maximus Mischief was sensational in his debut. As you set him out, was that less than, equal to, or better than your expectations?
Well, I think it's always better when you see a performance like that, but you know, you go into it expecting you just want everything to go well, the pre-race stuff in the paddock and the gate stuff, and then you know, and certainly hoping that he comes through good and sound and all those things. So anything that happens beyond that is just gravy. So
well, he was absolutely sensational. When was the first time you had a chance to get a look at him?
We actually picked him out down at the 2-year-old training sale at Timonium last May. It was actually Chuck's son, Alex, Chuck Zachney and Alex Zachney, who first spotted him kind of and brought him to our attention, and a group project. We really liked him, and we're fortunate enough to get him through the bidding.
Now he's back in today in a couple of hours. What's the expectation for his second lifetime starter golf is race 4 today here at Parks?
Yeah, well, I mean, he looks like to be a short price favorite in there, but beyond that, we're looking to stretch him out, which is our main thought coming into his next race. 7/8 of a mile is a good intermediate step, so we're going to be looking for longer races down the road.
And if everything goes right from now till the end of the year, I know there's a plan. Tell us about the plan for 2019.
Well, I mean, it's not too specific of a plan, yeah, but we will probably end up in South Florida and look at the major prep races down there.
So the Derby is is at least, if not in the front of your mind, you're thinking about it.
Well, you try and hold them thoughts away from your mind, but you're thinking about the natural progression and all the things for all the races in the spring. The long is obviously where the money is, so we're going to be trying to stretch them out, keeping them. We give him long, good 1 3/4 gallops every morning nowadays, and he's just settled in perfectly to that. So, stretching him out and getting him around 2 turns is the next agenda.
Now, Butchie, we saw a lot of talent out there that first time out. You obviously had him a while before we all got a chance to see him. When did it occur to you that maybe he was a pretty good runner?
Actually, the first time I breezed him, we breezed him, and I don't even know if he went a spectacular time. It's not on the top of my head right now, but he was just so fluid and a huge stride on him. And I called the guys, Chuck and Glenn, right after the breeze. I told them to make their reservations for Kentucky next spring. So, well, of course, bragging and fooling a little bit, but he's progressed nicely in that direction. So.
Now, you've had some good horses in your barn. I know it's very early here, but how does he stack up with some of the younger horses you've had in the history of your training career?
Well, I've never seen anything like him. I can tell you that much for sure. Just a natural athlete and got a great head on his shoulders, too. He's an intelligent horse, and nothing so far has really upset him. So that's one of the great attributes for a horse that'll get the distance and have to go through all the rigmaroles of a early 3-year-old schedule.
And now Frankie Pennington rides him. He also works him. What does he tell you when he gets off of him?
Well, I can't really say on for the TV, but normally this horse is a beast with a couple expletives added on to it. So yeah, Frankie's been impressed from day one too. So the only thing he told his agent is don't mess this one up. They had the first time he breezed him, so we've got Martel on the straight and narrow and keeping everything straight. So.
Well, Butchie, we're excited for you. We're all friends of Chuck. We're excited for him, the whole group, and we wish you the very best because this could be an exciting venture as we get to 2019. So best of luck.
Well, thank you very much, and we appreciate all the fan support that everybody should pay attention to this horse. He's going to be a lot of fun the next couple of months.
Maximus Mischief. He'll be here later this afternoon. Well, it's time to get to our national coverage. It's brought to you by Chapman Auto Group. Unless our emblem is on the back of your car or truck, you probably paid too much. And our national race of the week takes us down to Keeneland for 3-year-old fillies on the grass in the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup. Nick, $500,000 at mile and an eighth. And who's the favorite? How about some guy named Chad Brown? This is Rushing Fall. She breaks from post 8. She goes off at 2 to 5. I think she is lightly raced. She was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf winner last year.
Yep.
She is a neck short of being undefeated.
Yeah, that was the only time she wasn't favored. She's 2 to 5 in this race, and she's also looks like lone speed. I don't know how she's going to get beat when you look at this race. And as you said, Keith, the neck from being undefeated. And she was very unlucky in that race not to win. She's a real talent, but as you said, hasn't raced much, and there's no real race for her in the Breeders' Cup because it's the older fillies and mares, which are a lot stronger than the 3-year-olds, which she just dominates.
Second choice, number 3, Fatale Bear, goes off at 5 to 1 for trainer Leonard Powell, coming in from the West Coast, and she is coming off a career best.
Yeah, my question here is just that she's been running on these fairways out in California, and then you come to Kentucky where it's a longer grass, different kind of grass courses. These horses always scare me coming east.
And she's a late runner. She's going to be spotting Rushing Fall a lot of lengths. Let's go to Keeneland. Here's the call.
Opening quarter, 23.91 seconds. Rushing Fall, clear with the lead off the first turn. Leads it by 2 lengths. For the move up the backstretch, Fatale Beret is second 3/4 of a length. Naya Letty under an easy hold from third down toward the rail. Mission Impossible toward the outside is in fourth. Secret Message, Princess Warrior go side by side near the back, and Capla Temptress is right behind them, seventh and last, 49.22 seconds for that opening half mile over the firm going. And Rushing Fall, a 2-length lead as they go to the far turn. Fatale Beret second toward the outside and neck. Here's Naya Letty moving up toward the inside, looking for more running room now, challenging for that second spot. Mission Impossible toward the outside is in fourth. Secret Message fifth, Princess Warrior sixth, and Capla Temptress seventh around the far turn. Rushing Fall 2 lengths to the good. Fatale Beret second, Mission Impossible third to the far outside. Naya Letty fourth, still 2 lengths off the lead. Rushing Fall with Mission Impossible right alongside. Naya Letty is needing running room, has to switch lanes toward the outside. Rushing Fall responding to the challenge of Mission Impossible, who's not thrown in the towel yet. Rushing Fall with the lead by a length, chased all the way to the line by Mission Impossible. Rushing Fall prevails.
Well, Dick, as you mentioned, Rushing Fall was the lone speed. She got out to an easy lead here. Did get tested by number 5, Mission Impossible, but really ended up drawing away late. Went on to win by a length and a quarter, pays $2.80 to win. And Dick, that is now 6 of 7 for Rushing Fall.
Yeah, 11.49 for the final eighth. She did have to run, but look, you put the best horse on that kind of a lead, they go a half and 49.22. She's almost never going to lose, and she did.
Well, Dick, let's go up to Woodbine now. We have the Grade 1 Pattison Canadian International. They'll race for $800,000 at a mile and a half on what was a good turf course. And Dick, a very good international field here, and it always is for the Pattison Canadian. Number 2, Thundering Blue, is a tepid choice here at 3 to 1. Now, Dick is a Group 2 winner. 2 starts back at 50 to 1.
Yes.
Was third in a Group 1.
Yep. Behind Roaring Lion and Poet's Word, 2 of the very best in Europe. That was a strong race. And then went to Stockholm to win a Group 2 or Group 3. I don't know anything about Swedish racing. I know harness racing is big over there, but running third to Roaring Lion and Poet's Word is good enough for me.
Second choice, number 11, Focus Group, is 4 to 1 for some guy named Chad Brown. Now, Dick, this is a major step up in class coming out of a restricted stake at Saratoga into a Group 1, into a Grade 1.
Yeah, and it's Chad and it's Jose Ortiz, and you just got to bet all of them. And the problem is Chad has numerous horses in all of these races. You got to figure out which one. It was easy with Rushing Fall, but she was also 2 to 5.
Dick, that Woodbine stretch is like really long.
Endless. You would get tired calling it Woodbine. Your vocal cords would be tested.
Let's go to Woodbine. Here's the call.
Fantastic on the inside, and 'tis a slam on the outer. Are the early leaders. Bundoer's right there on the outside, going for the lead, the 3-year-old, and changing the pace scenario just a little bit. Bundoer goes out a length in front. Fantastic second, 3 parts 'tis a slam. A length away, Market Off on the inside of Khan. 3 wide, Johnny Bear. A break in the field of 2 to Spring Quality, taking closer order. Thundering Blue on the inside. English Illusion try to settle a little bit, is fighting the rider just a tad. On the inside, Desert Encounter, and 4 lengths away last is Focus Group. That is the running order up the backstretch in the Pattison Canadian International, and Bundoer on top. Bundoer by about 3 parts to 'tis a slam. Johnny Bear's crept handy into third. Fantastic on the inside. Market Off going forward the centre. Then Khan, a length away, Spring Quality. Thundering Blue is on the inside behind a wall of horses, but making ground. A break in the field of 2 lengths to English Illusion, and now making headway Desert Encounter, and 3 away last is Focus Group. Out in front, Bundua. They have 5/8 to run. 'Tis a Slam second. Johnny Bear third. Fantastic on the inside. Market Off the centre. Khan is next. Spring Quality starts to stoke the fire. Thundering Blue back on the inside, looking for racing room. A length away, English Illusion, Desert Encounter, and last is Focus Group. This 3-year-old trying to go all the way here, Bundua. Bundua by a length. 'Tis a Slam ranges up, and starting to wind up is Spring Quality on the outside. Johnny Bear the centre. Market Off nearer the rail, and Fantastic. Then English Illusion. Thundering Blue trying to angle for a run as they corner. Focus Group the outside, and Khan as they head for home, and it's Bundua kicking on. Bundua from 'Tis a Slam. Now coming on the outside is Spring Quality, and Johnny Bear's there with Thundering Blue, and here comes Thundering Blue. Thundering Blue in the centre, tackled by Desert Encounter, and Desert Encounter ranges up. Desert Encounter on the outside, and Thundering Blue, and Desert Encounter full of run.
Well, Dick, number 10, Desert Encounter, was last at the top of that long stretch. There's a million horses in front of him. How's he going to find any room? He does, and here he comes at 8-1 and ends up winning it by a length, pays $18.20 to win. Dick, what a performance by Desert Encounter.
It does tell you again how good the European horses are. This horse I mentioned, Poet's Word, ran against Poet's Word back in July, was beaten by 21 lengths. Ran against him in June, was beaten 31 lengths. Comes to Canada, wins a group grade 1. So fortunately, Poet's Word did not show up. He'd have been 1-100. But yeah, these European horses are on turf are just much better than ours.
Well, Dick, we love the turf sprints, and the big turf sprint at Woodbine was the grade 2 in the Arctic. They go 6 furlongs here for a purse of $250,000. The favorite is a filly. Number 6, Lady Alexandra, goes off at 8-5 here for trainer Graham Motion. Now, as she moved to her 4-year-old season, her numbers went way up.
Yeah, she's had a great year on grass. The question was, why did she give such a poor race in her comeback on the Tapeta at Prescott? Now, she trains on Tapeta all the time at Fair Hill. So I actually texted Graham Motion. I said, do you know what happened? He says, not really. He says, maybe it's just she hadn't had a race in a while. So it was a little concerning at 8-5.
Second choice, number 7, Holding Gold, is 5-1 for trainer Mark Cassey. And as you look back through his lines, now again, this is a good turf course, maybe almost yielding. Doesn't seem to go well on the softer ground.
Right, and it's 2 for 12 the last 2 years. It's been in some really hard races, obviously, but I'm not a big fan of 2 for 12.
Stretch runner? Yeah. Come from behind. Let's take a look at the Arctic. Here's the call.
Yorkton is the pace setter by a length and a half. Lady Alexandra on the inside. Hem Hooray. A length and a half away came Bushrod of the 3/8. Sing and Cry and Dubai making ground. On the inside, Kitten's Cat 2 behind them from Hembry. Holding Gold, Karen Road. Sweet Little Man and Conquest Panthera. Top of the stretch in the Nearctic, and Yorkton joined by Lady Alexandra. Back on the inside, Hem Hooray. Down the outer, Sing and Cry and Dubai. Yorkton still narrowly in front. Bushrod in behind the top 4. Yorkton drifting a little bit off the inside. Hem Hooray the rail. Then Sing and Cry and Dubai, and Hembry down the outside. Hembry finishing well. Yorkton, Hem Hooray, and Hembry. Hembry on the outside. They go down to the wire. Hembry narrowly.
Well, here's that long stretch again, Dick. This time it's number 4, Hembry, who was 9-1 for trainer Mike Maker, and we love Mike.
Yes, we do.
This was a $50,000 claim, and coming out of a 2 other than win, jumps up and wins a grade 2, pays $20 to win. Dick, Hembry, I read Ortiz Jr. up.
Yeah, the 2 best turf trainers in the country are Chad Brown and A+,
yes,
Mike Maker, because you get prices on Mike Maker that you never get on Chad Brown, but he's really good.
20-1 on Hembry, a grade 2 winner. Let's get to our next break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing. We have our jockey and trainer of the week, and also Danielle Montgomery is going to be with us. Little raffle action.
Yes, indeed.
Talk about that after this.
Over the past 30 years, the Mid-Atlantic Equine Medical Center has established itself as one of the premier veterinary hospitals in the country. We built our reputation working on horses of various breeds and disciplines, including Kentucky Derby and Hambletonian winners. Supported by a state-of-the-art diagnostic imaging arsenal, our team performs upwards of 400 surgical procedures every year. You choose a horse because of its heritage, Your hospital should be no different.
Racehorses are pampered.
Treated with care and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them.
And they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs. And billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
If you're looking for great times or a great meal, if you're into big bets or big hits, whether you're into hot bands or hot dice, Parks is Pennsylvania's #1 casino with brand new tables and slots, world-class pizza, new Liberty Bell Gastropub, and Excite Center featuring the hottest acts. The best is better than ever. Parks Casino. What a night.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. Time to give out the weekly awards. Jockey and Trainer of the Week brought to you by Turning for Home, the great program turningforhome.org. Log on and get involved today. Couldn't split the jockeys, Dick. We're going to give co-jockey of the week, Michael Sanchez, Luis Ocasio. Both deserve mention, so they get our jockeys of the week. How about our buddy Donnie White? Back-to-back wins for Don.
Very nice.
So he's going to get our Trainer of the Week this week. Congratulations to Don White. Dick, just a quick race recap here before we bring in Danielle Montgomery back up to Woodbine for the Grade 1 E.P. Taylor. Fillies and Bears, 1.25 miles for $500,000. Chad Brown has the favorite here. But number 4, Shaker Rega at 6-1. Here's another late runner getting up to win it.
The French bred who's been running in Great Britain, never been in a group race.
Nope.
Again, it's the Euros. Shaker Rega rolls on by to win the Group 1.
She seems to like that extra distance. If they stretch her out, she's been good. 6-1 the price, and you get $14.10 to win. And it's time to welcome in a special guest here, none other than the Chief Administrator for the Turning for Home program. It's our lady, Danielle Montgomery. Danielle, thanks for joining us again. You guys have a big raffle that's going to draw next weekend. What's behind door number 1?
Oh, it's an awesome raffle. For one $10 ticket, you have 2 chances to win. We have the Songbird collection, which is her actual halter that was donated by Fox Hill Farm, and we have a bunch of signs like this, and we have some shirts all signed by Mike Smith, who was her regular rider. And then we also will draw the second ticket, which is the Arrogate collection, which is the Arrogate halter that Bob Baffert brought down to us when he came down for the Pennsylvania Derby. And there's some other merchandise and all collectible memorabilia. So for one $10 ticket, you have 2 chances to win.
Danielle, that's some great stuff. How do you go by get this stuff?
It's just, there's so many supporters of our program, and like I said, Fox Hill Farm, Victoria has been great. She's donated some items, and we've had other items that we've auctioned off. We did the American Pharaoh halter last year, and it raised some great funds. And every raffle, it supports a horse's surgery or the first 3 months that they're in rehab at our farm. So that extra money really goes a long way to helping our horses.
And Danielle, while we have you here, we know you were in Kentucky at the Thoroughbred Makeover. I wrote about it for Let'sGoRacingParks.com. Tell everybody what it was about and what the experience has been like, because I know you've been several times now.
Oh yeah, the Retired Racehorse Makeover, it's their 6th year. And what they do is they take horses that are recently retired from racing. All the horses have to have been in training, they have to have worked at the racetrack or have run, and they have a 3-day horse show where these horses contest in 10 different events, which shows their versatility, their adaptability, and it's all within pretty much a year and a half of them retiring from racing. And they have 10 months to prepare. And you see horses there, our ex-racehorses, in fact, Trouble Kid was there competing in barrels. Parks, 2 times Parks Horse of the Year was there, and the lady that has him just loves him to death, and she was just happy to be able to do any, just go to a show and be able to do something with him. And the whole show has such camaraderie, and it's just such a great movement for these off-track horses to showcase what they can do. Owners, breeders, the whole industry has kind of chipped in to really support these trainers, and it's the same premise as what Turning for Home is and has built our program on, is that just offering these horses retraining after racing and just showing what they can do in a second career. it offers them safe homes.
You had a first-time starter this year. Pat Chapman came down. What did she think about the whole scene?
She was fabulous. I mean, she's been iconic. She's been such a good role model for other owners in the industry. And she was there, and she actually brought 2 trophies. She brought her trophies for 2 of her horses. Her homebreds. One was a Smarty Jones baby that were competing. Erica Eckert. I think she ended up 3rd all around in the show jumpers. And I mean, Erica got engaged that weekend. She got 3rd in the show jumpers, which, I mean, hundreds of horses competing, and these are top professionals in the industry. I mean, these people run Rolex, Tick Manor. There's some great names there. And Eric was probably most tickled to get this trophy. And Pat just said, you know, these trophies go with the horses. And just having her there supporting the industry, it means so much to these young trainers that, you know, they're putting out their money. It probably costs $10,000 to obtain a horse and train it for 10 years and go to the show. And, you know, their value, some horses, yeah, are definitely worth that. But sometimes it's just a labor of love that we're, you know, ambassadors for these thoroughbreds and showing what they can do. So it's a great program.
Now, Danielle, before we let you go, how do people get their raffle tickets?
You can go right to our website, turningforhome.org. There's a merchandise page, and there's a little Turning for Home PayPal button, and you can purchase tickets there. We'll also have our tables, you know, in the grandstand on the front side, so you can purchase your tickets there or come to the Turning for Home office.
Well, thanks for joining us. It's always great to have you on the show, and I know I'm not going to win the raffle, but anyway.
You could try.
Yeah, I could try. Well, let's get to our final break. Dick and I will wrap this up this week with news and notes. Stay with us. Be right back after this.
Pennsylvania, proud of our growing breeding and racing industry. Tens of thousands of jobs with a massive economic impact. Leading the way in testing and aftercare. Only 3 states have bred more Breeders' Cup champions. Plus, we have North America's most lucrative awards program. Up to 40% in breeder awards and owner bonuses. 400 plus restricted races annually, and our program has paid out $30 million for the 5th straight year. Breeding and racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
What a night. Whether you're looking for some rock or some roll, whether this table calls your name or this one, if you're into big hits or big bites, Parks is Pennsylvania's #1 casino with brand new tables and slots, 2 new restaurants, and Excite Center featuring the hottest acts. The best is better than ever. Parks Casino, what a night.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing News and Notes. The final segment brought to you by Pewter Stable. Log on to the website there at pewterstable.com. Kate DeMasi at the helm, become an owner today. Bruce Caselda, Dick Girardi, Keith Jones, and Dick, last week we were talking about Enable, that terrific filly that's won back-to-back ARCs. Is she coming to the Breeders' Cup?
She is. She'll be the shortest price favorite on Breeders' Cup Day. She'll run in the turf. She'll be odds on. It's an interesting stat. No ARC winner has ever won the Breeders' Cup turf. It's kind of weird, right? You would think that's impossible. A lot of horses that have run in the ARC have won. Remember, it's at the end of the season for the horses, so they're not really at their best. Well, her season is just starting. She's ready. She'll win, and you'll also get a bet $3.20.
Sounds good to me. Always love to watch the great champions come to the Breeders' Cup. That's going to wrap it up this week. Join us next week right here on Let's Go Racing.